Crushing on the school thought. Crushing on the school thought isn't something that's super common, but for us dudes who was not getting around like that in high school, it was something that could easily happen. Whether it's the guy who smashed the school thought once, and instead of realizing it was just his turn, he kind of caught feelings, tried to pursue something more than that, ended up getting his heart broken due to him finding out that she was still cracking other dudes, being left undelivered, unseen a few times, even being left on red. She probably just ignored it. But that's just one of the archetypes, because then you got the guy who just takes a liking to the school thought, not knowing that that's her title, not knowing where this road's about to lead to, not knowing that a man just got out of her guts as soon as you texted her, and so on and so forth. Now, here's the thing, I don't think there's an issue with liking the girl who, gets passed around like Dennis Schroeder to multiple teams at your school. And let's be honest, in high school, you aren't going to have the self-awareness to avoid that. So yeah, you're gonna take that unfortunate turn if you do fall into that trap. Bro, I remember streaks on Snapchat back in high school. I don't know if y'all high schoolers still do that anymore, but I remember thinking that because I had a streak, I might be in there, not knowing that the girl had like streaks with 100 other dudes. But going back to the dude who actually cracked the school thought, how do you think the guy felt who was the one who got her pregnant at the end of the day? Like, imagine like a bunch of other dudes cracking, and then you're the one who gets her pregnant out of like the 20 dudes. So now you got teenage pregnancy, and then you like hit the unfortunate lottery. You got to keep in mind, high school had a little, more pride to it in a sense. Like back when I was in high school, I felt like girls didn't lie as much about who they were getting around with, or how they were getting around, or how often they were getting around. They might have not mentioned it, but they weren't just lying, talking about some, oh, I don't go out like that, I don't do this, I don't do that, but end up being like a backseat bandit the whole time. Talking about some, I don't usually do this, like, okay. So in my head, it's refreshing to go back a few years and kind of realize how the game worked and that it was a little different, even if you were unsuccessful in it. And I hate to be the one to bring this up again, but it kind of reminds me of the military in a sense. Because in the military, when you're unitized with people, you're going to have a few girls, right? You're going to have more dudes than girls, but you're going to have, some girls. The military, I believe, is still like less than 10% females. So a lot of them girls ain't holding their loyalty to one of them dudes. That's why if you ever join the military, they tell you, hey, don't date these military girls, because you ain't the only one in the squad, the unit, the section, the department, the command, whatever, that is getting with her. Okay, your drill sergeants, your RDCs, your instructors are even gonna bring that up. If it's a room full of dudes, they gonna be honest about it. But going back to high school, the school thought thing is hilarious because there was really never, ever one school thought. If I actually really remember it clearly, there were at least like 10. No less than 5. And to be specific on that, I mean girls who were known for smacking a bunch of dudes, getting cracked by a bunch of dudes. That was never just the one girl. And I feel like y'all know y'all can agree with me on that one. So yeah, you had a few to pick from. Hey, different races, different sizes, different shapes. Hey, whatever you were feeling, there was a girl who, granted she was cracked by a good amount of dudes who you someone had a chance with. Unless you were that unfortunate guy who all of a sudden she just wanted to take it slow with. Now granted, that wasn't me. I never exceeded, sprinting towards the school thought. But you might have been that guy. Yes, you. To be told that she wants to take things slow with. And she still might be getting cracked at that time. And to that, my boy, you gotta dip. Now, I'm not saying that, a man should get the goods in a certain amount of time. What I'm saying is, if you are a girl and you were getting smacked by a whole bunch of dudes left and right, and all of a sudden you want to take it slow, it's gonna look some type of way. I'm sorry to tell you, that's just the way the world works. Oh, but people can change. People can't get closer to God. Bro, every time these girls talk about they want to get closer to God, and every time they talk about they want to turn a new leash, they always end up going back. So I know it's not true most of the time. There might be some cases where it is true, but most of the times, let's be honest, it's not. I'm sick of these women putting Bible verses in their Instagram just to not live like that Bible verse. Why not just live the way you're supposed to live and keep the Bible verse out of it? I don't have Bible verses in my Instagram, but I think I do a decent job trying to live the way I'm supposed to live. Y'all be having Bible verses talking about kindness, forgiveness, yet y'all be rude to everybody you come across. You hate your baby dads if you have them. You talk bad about a good amount of the dudes, you know. You talk bad about a lot of the girls who you're friends with, allegedly. So yeah, these Bible verses and these women don't really go together that well. And here we go. Oh, well, I got Bible verses and I don't do this, that, and the third. Listen, we're doing extremes, and I'm being realistic. I'm sorry to tell you. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But yeah, like I said earlier, high school really is one of those stages in life where you're gonna make, if you do it right, you're gonna make so many mistakes. You're gonna screw yourself over. You're gonna get screwed over. And if you really like try and get better every single year, especially after high school, you're gonna see results. I watched a video today talking about some dude saying, oh, if you were unattractive and no one liked you as a teenager, then people aren't gonna like you as an adult. And I was looking at that like, well, that is just not the case. I have experience of not being liked as a teenager, and as an adult, doing pretty solid. Because you gotta keep in mind, some dudes in high school just didn't really have access to women. Some dudes were shy in high school, or some dudes just lacked social skills. Dragging that into adulthood and saying like, ah, bro, you're gonna have these bad skills as an adult too, which is kind of what I felt like that guy was saying, is kind of stupid. Now, if he's talking about the attraction thing, that's way more false. How many celebrities were ugly in high school, or how many celebrities weren't ish in high school, and now obviously they rich and you think the women are turning down the money? No, that's not the case. But anyways, yeah, y'all know I gotta throw some philosophy into my YouTube videos. I don't know if y'all like it or not. Probably not, but you know, I just be talking sometimes. Anyways, yeah, I appreciate you for watching the video. This one's gonna be short. It should be, at least. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you want. No pressure. Be sure to check out my other videos if you like this type of content. Some of them are doing decent, some of them are doing meh. You know, we can't always win. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate you. Deuce.